Hi, folks. Welcome to our first community office hours of 2024, kicking off the new year with a blast. I'm Laura Jakovsky, your host, and I head up community here at Dragonfly. We have some new projects in store to share with you, and starting this month, our Dragonfly community office hours will take place on the second Wednesday of every month. We have a number of new programs that we'll be rolling out, such as online workshops coming your way. We're all about learning, growing, and diving deeper with a hands-on workshop, and we've got two coming up. So starting on February 21st, we'll have a migration workshop, and then on March 26th, we'll have a scalability workshop. And all those details will be on our events webpage in the coming days. So here's where you come in. I value your input, and don't forget to share your thoughts on our survey. And there's a link at the end of today's presentation. Your feedback is really important to me and to help shape the future of Dragonfly. I'm also looking to hear from you about your stories of using Dragonfly, your migration, your topics and discussions. And I'd love for you to consider writing a blog post about that. So if you're interested, please drop me an email. It's laura@dragonflydb.io. I'd like to take a moment now to say thank you to our incredible community members. So each month we're going to highlight the great engagement on Discord and on GitHub of our community contributors. So just thank you very much to all those who contributed, asked questions, provided feedback, and talked to us. We're always looking to hear from more people, so please do join our Discord channel today and meet fellow community members. Now I'd like to hand over to my colleague Ari Shotland, who heads up our engineering team and will talk us through migration techniques with seamless transition from Redis to Dragonfly. So over to you, Ari.
Thanks, Laura. So hi everyone, I'm Ari. I'm a software engineer for over 20 years now. Here at Dragonfly, I lead the Dragonfly Cloud, which is the managed service offering of Dragonfly. So if you're interested in a managed service for Dragonfly that takes care of operational aspects like high availability, scaling, and upgrades, so feel free to check our website or search for Dragonfly DB Cloud in Google. Today, I'm going to talk to you about migrations. So, you know, from time to time, you come across like a cool product or technology that you find useful and you would like to adopt. But then you start thinking of how would you migrate and actually adopt it, and often it comes with some challenges. So here at Dragonfly, we are constantly making an effort to maintain very high compatibility with Redis and really make Dragonfly a drop-in replacement for Redis. And this is also evident with respect to migrating from Redis to Dragonfly, as we'll see today. So today I'm going to walk you through 3 migration techniques. One is snapshot and restore, replication, and sentinel promotion. You can also find documentation for all those on our website. And we also have a slide with resources at the end of this deck. Okay, so let's jump right to it. So first technique is snapshot and restore, where basically we take a snapshot on Redis side and then load it in Dragonfly. It goes like this. I'm going to start. So I'm using Redis 7 here, but works as well with Redis 6. I'm going to start Redis with enable debug command, so I can just use debug properly to fill the database with some keys. So we'll connect to it and we'll do debug populate 10 and have some keys in Redis. Okay, now we are going to hit save. Okay, and we have our Redis snapshot. Okay, now we can start Dragonfly and use the DB filename flag to specify the Redis dumps that we just took. Okay, now Dragonfly is up. It's on port 3680. Okay, and here we go. We have our keys, and we can now use our Dragonfly with the data that we migrated from Redis. Okay, that's basically it. Technique number one. Important notes here is that like once we took the snapshot in Redis, okay, that like this is the data we have, like any subsequent writes will not be in the dump. So it's kind of a kind of long downtime or like you know, not online migration. More like an offline mode. So just one thing to keep in mind. Any questions, or should we proceed to technique
No
number
questions, Jess. We can proceed. Thank you.
okay. So method number two is using replication. So here we take advantage of Dragonfly's ability to replicate from Redis. Okay. So let's move back to our terminals. We can let's say yeah. Now let's do like 100 keys. Okay, now we have like more keys on Redis. Okay, and here we still have the old state in Dragonfly, and we can simply someone said on Discord something that they're trying to join. Laura, if you want to handle that.
I'll take care of that while you continue.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, and we simply use the replica of command and specifying the Redis address, which is localhost at port 6379. Wait, I have a typo, local. Okay. And now if we jump here to our Redis terminal, we can see that it now have a connected slave. Okay, and if we look at our keys on Dragonfly side, we now have all the Redis keys on Dragonfly. Okay, and okay, that's basically it for number two. Also pretty simple. Here we are, you know, subject to like the ability of your system to like now switch, like on the consumer side, switch from like the Redis endpoint to the Dragonfly endpoint. You can minimize the downtime to, you know, few seconds, like if you use I don't know, DNS or whatever, like IP switching technique that you want. Okay, and can we move on to number three, Laura?
Yes, we can move on. Thank you. I've just fixed the other
Okay.
issue for the person. Okay,
no problem. Okay, so technique number three is using Sentinel. So what is Sentinel? It's a high availability solution for Redis. Okay, it provides basically three capabilities. One is it provides health checks for the Redis master. Okay, it provides a service discovery for Redis clients, so they know like which is the active master they should connect to, and automatic failover, where if like health check for the master fails, Sentinel will detect that, will perform a failover, and the clients that are connected to the Sentinel, they will learn about like the new master and seamlessly start working with the new master. Yeah, so it's basically a Redis instance, Redis server that is runs in a special mode. We will see it soon. And it can also, you can also run like multiple Sentinels, and they provide like high availability for themselves. Okay, In this setup that we will demonstrate, it will be fairly simple with like one sentinel. We'll have a Redis that will be master, Dragonfly that will replicate it. Okay, we will use like a special Redis client that is like compatible with Sentinel and like use the service discovery capability of Sentinel to learn which is the active master. And then we will use like a Sentinel command, a failover, which will perform the failover. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's restart our Redis server, and yeah, because it's replicated, and now Dragonfly, and let's bring them. Okay. Okay, we have clean state. Okay. Nice. Now let's okay, I'm gonna open VS Code. I'm gonna use here an example repository from our Dragonfly examples repository, okay, on our GitHub. Feel free to check it out. It has all kinds of useful examples. This specific one is the Sentinel migration example. Okay, so Sentinel requires a configuration. Okay, this is kind of a minimal configuration for Sentinel. We tell it what port to use. Okay, we tell it what master it should monitor. Okay, so it's our Redis Redis instance, and we need to give it a name. So we call it like the master. We tell it to detect failure after like 5 seconds of failed health checks, and to give up on failover after 1 minute if it was not complete. All right, so recall we have our Redis and Dragonfly running here, and we will start by just launching our Sentinel. Okay, so it's, you see, it's like Redis server. We give it the Sentinel configuration and the flag dash Sentinel to run in Sentinel mode. Okay, why is this port used? Let's see. Am I running it in somewhere else? Okay, never mind. Let's use another port. Okay. Okay, so we have our Sentinel running. Okay, and it should have learned about our master already. So let's check it out. Okay, so we issued the Sentinel master command, like who is the master for like the master group. Okay, so you see it's our Redis server. Okay. Now, if we do like replicas command, so it's empty because no one replicates this master yet. So we'll head off to Dragonfly CLI and replicate Dragonfly. Okay, so again we are replicating Dragonfly, like replicating Redis from Dragonfly. Now, if we go and as to the replicas here, you see Sentinel discovered, okay, through the Redis master that it has a replica, which is our Dragonfly replica. Okay. Now I'm gonna run like my example program. So it's fairly simple. It's like a small server that has like a set and get methods. Set just gets an ID and writes sets in Redis key plus ID and value plus ID. Okay, and get simply return that. Okay, there is like a bunch more code here just to also include who is like the Redis backend that is responding, so we can observe like the failover, and like feel free to reset that code more. Okay, so I'm gonna run this program. And okay, I think it's Sentinel in the wrong place. Okay, so it's connected to Sentinel, connected to Redis. Let me open another terminal here for a driver program for this. So we have an even simpler driver here, which just runs and just repeat this for loop and writes and reads those 10 keys all the time. Okay, so okay, now we see like both sides in the logs that we are writing and reading keys from Redis. Okay. Okay, at this point, we can do the failover. Okay, so I'm just telling Sentinel to failover like the master called the master. Okay, and we see that like seamlessly our server started talking to Dragonfly. Okay, that's that for migration with Sentinel. One thing to note here is just like while Dragonfly can replicate Redis, Redis cannot replicate Dragonfly. So like rolling that back is something that is like once you started like using and writing data to Dragonfly, you won't be able to replicate it back to Redis. Okay, questions? Okay.
So you just one there, Ari. So you make it look very seamless. You've talked us through from start to finish the different ways of doing this, but is there any other specific challenges or limitations involved in the migration from Redis to Dragonfly that a new user should be made aware of?
Yeah, so we mentioned like, you know, that like for application, it's like a one-way street, and you cannot replicate from Dragonfly to Redis. I think this is something that you should take in mind. Also, we actually didn't show it, but like the snapshots format for Dragonfly and Redis are different. You can read about it more on our website. So while Dragonfly is able to read like Redis snapshot format, it can also write Redis snapshot format, but like by default, it will write like a Dragonfly format. Okay. So like which you won't be able to load in Redis. The Dragonfly format, by the way, it like consists of multiple files because Dragonfly take advantage of its like multi-threading capabilities and produce like multiple files in parallel, so it can perform the snapshot faster. Other than that, like generally, again, we strive for like very high compatibility and like any kind of tooling and other other stuff that in the Redis ecosystem should just work. And if you encounter something else, we would be very happy to learn about it. So reach out on GitHub or Discord.
I just have a question here from Joseph, who's joined our officer. So welcome, Joseph. Thank you for joining. And he'd like to say, just to confirm, Redis cannot load any RDB file created by Dragonfly.
No, so if you create an RDB file, it should work. It should be able, but you need to specify the format. Okay, it's in the, like, if you look at our documentation in save command, I think it should work.
Perfect, thank you. So rollback can be achieved using RDB file.
Rollback from?
Can be achieved from using the, Joseph, do you want to just message directly to the chat? That way we can see and we can answer you directly.
Yes, sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yes, so the bit that I found quite interesting was that you mentioned Redis cannot replicate from Dragonfly. Is that correct?
Redis cannot replicate from Dragonfly, correct.
Okay, so then my question then was, if Dragonfly can save or snapshot using the Redis RDB file format, would we be able to roll back? So we replicated from, we failed over from Redis to Dragonfly. And if Dragonfly
I mean, like rollback thing via snapshotting. I didn't try that, but let me try that and like.
Yeah, because I'm thinking once we've failed over from Redis to Dragonfly, if we don't like the state of the world that things are in and we want to revert back to, so from Dragonfly to Redis, I appreciate that Redis can't replicate from Dragonfly, but maybe we could save the snapshot from Dragonfly in the RDB file format and then boot Redis from that RDB file, if that made sense.
Yeah, do you want to try it online?
Great question, Joseph. Nothing great way to try these things in office hours. Yeah.
Completely up to you. I don't want to throw you off course. It was only just a
no, we are
genuine question.
Like close to the end.
Yeah.
I just don't remember by heart like how to specify this.
No, absolutely. I appreciate that.
But let's be bold. Yeah. Okay. So you say like in save command we can choose the format. So let's try. Let's kill it. Okay. By the way, like Redis is going bizarre here because it can replicate from Dragonfly, right? And Sentinel made it. Just keep it. Okay. So let's do save RB. I don't know. Save RB done. This okay. I need to look at that. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
From that and we can reach back. But so yeah, I had the type of RDB. Okay. Okay, we have an RDB file. Yeah, that RDB. Okay. I'm actually not sure. Let's see. Okay, didn't load. We need to type. I'm not like super. Yeah, I don't know how to.
Yeah, okay. I think that's okay.
I just load it now, but do you have?
Yeah, I think it's like for us, like we want to explore the possibility or like research at least migrating to Dragonfly. But with anything, like we're not just using it for caching, we're using it for like Redis for stateful data. So we would want the possibility of us being able to roll back, if possible, or like revert back, like just in case.
So, yeah.
I think you've asked a really
I
good
understand.
question, Joseph, though, and it's a really good opportunity in this environment to test things live. But why don't we, after this call, we can also sync up because we now have you on the Discord channel. We can follow back up with you and jump together and figure this out afterwards, okay?
That would be great, thanks.
So yeah, so just the piece the piece I'm missing is just you know, how to like now that we have like the RDB format file, I just not sure like how to like tell Redis to load it, so we can fill up on that and get back to you, or you can do it and tell us.
Great question, Joseph. Great
I
question.
did have
Also,
another.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I did have just quick another question.
Yeah.
So can Dragonfly run in Sentinel mode, like Redis, or no? Okay, so we would still need a Redis instance to run in Sentinel mode.
Yeah, if you want, Sentinel. Yeah, if you want to like use Sentinel, yeah, you need Sentinel. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Thanks, Joseph. Appreciate it.
Great.
Okay,
and thank you very much for the workshop.
No,
sure. Yeah, so just for like quick recap, so Dragonfly is highly compatible with Redis. We implemented the Redis protocol, both RESP 2 and 3. We support like the vast majority of the commands. And today we saw like how Dragonfly is able to load Redis snapshots, how it's able to replicate from Redis, and how it is compatible with Redis Sentinel, and like use those compatibility properties to help with migrations from Redis to Dragonfly. So we have a bunch of resources here, like documentation for the migrations we saw, and also related blog posts and documentation for Sentinel on the Redis website. Back to you, Laura.
So thank you everybody for joining. Thank you, Joseph, for asking us those really good questions, and for Ari for doing things on the fly. I appreciate it. I do have a short survey that I'm just trying to understand more about the community. I only started here about 4 weeks ago. So I'm still trying to learn more about the community wants, the way to engage, and an understanding of their level of knowledge and what we can do to engage more with developers. So if you could just take like 2 minutes to fill in this survey, I'd really appreciate it. And all surveys will receive a coupon code or a voucher for a coffee or a beverage on us. So thank you very much again to our developer community out there. And as I mentioned, going forward, it'll be the second Wednesday of every month. We will have office hours either with me or one of my co-hosts, and we'll be looking at different topics. So if there's a topic in particular that you would like to hear about, again, just drop me a note either on the Discord channel, it's Tchaikovsky, or you can drop me an email directly. It's laura@dragonflydb.io. But thank you everybody for joining today. I really appreciate it.
Cool. Thanks, Laura.
Thank you. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.